All right, here we go. Another live video. And this time we're on YouTube. And today we're doing question and answer. So if you're interested in asking questions and getting answers, then today's for you. So everyone on YouTube should be able to see me. And those of you who would like to join us today. All right, here we go. Another live video. And this time we're on YouTube. And so those of you who would like to join us, you can join, you can ask your questions. You can actually write your questions in the chat on YouTube. That's one place, or you can join the live call on Zoom. And you can see someone has just joined us. Someone has just joined us, great, without their camera or microphone on, but I'm sure they'll turn it on soon, and then they'll be able to ask questions. Excellent. So if you would like to join us live on Zoom, then all you need to do is go to krisamerikos.com/live, and you can find the link. Let me make sure that page is working. krisamerikos.com/live. Oh, yes, it's working. And actually, you'll have to click and see the event that's happening right now, but I'm sure you can find that. Excellent. So I'm going to take questions from YouTube first. So on YouTube, I see questions coming in, people from all over the world. Hi from Brazil, Indonesia, Pakistan. Great, 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 great. And I see lots of people. Okay, so here's a good question. Manish asks a question. What's the difference between beside and besides? Beside and besides. That's a good question. So the difference between beside and besides, there's really no difference. So beside could be on the side of something. This is one different meaning, right? And besides does not mean that. However, when we use beside and besides in a phrase, usually they're about the same, like beside that or besides that. So I would say that really you see a difference in how most people use these two words when you see that beside is more like next to, and besides is like another thing. Like we want to mention another topic, and we say besides. So it's like in addition to. Okay, here's a good question. The difference between a photo and an image. So an image is any kind of picture, right? And a photo is one that was taken from a camera. So for example, if you draw a picture, this can be an image, but it cannot be a photo. Now, a photo is also a type of image. So anything that's a photo is also an image, but not everything that's an image is also a photo. All right. Great, great, great. Okay, let's go back and see if anyone has joined us on YouTube. No. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add the link right now so that everyone can join on YouTube. Boom, boom, boom. There's that page. Great, great, great. Okay, so I'll keep taking questions from YouTube first, and then soon you'll be able to join on. Soon you'll be able to join on Zoom too. Great, great, great. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and just make sure that all of this is published so everyone can see it. Great, great, great. Okay. Let's go back to questions on YouTube. Here we go. Why don't you put free minutes? Interesting question. I don't understand what you're talking about. Okay, what's the definition of an interjection? An interjection is usually what you see when you see someone say something with lots of energy or excitement, and there's an exclamation point. This can be an interjection. Like if you say like, what? Then this could be an interjection, for example. Yeah, so there's really a lot of ways that it might be used. I mean, different phrases that are interjections. Okay. Let's see. All right, so it looks like some people are asking about, you know, like some people are asking about how to speak better. And, you know, this is, I get this question every day, so I see it very often, very regularly. And to be honest, the best way to do this, the best way to learn how to speak better is just to jump in and practice. Of course, you need to learn the rules, and that's part of grammar, and that's part of you know, how the structure of the language goes. But also, if you want to improve your speaking, you just need to find more speaking partners and practice speaking more, and this will really help you. Because you'll find places where you don't know what's happening or you don't know the words, and then you can go focus on learning those things. Okay, let's see. Can you send the website to visit the Zoom call? Okay, let me just send the link to the Zoom call so I can get some people in here, you know, asking some live questions, and that'll be lots of fun. So let's go ahead and copy this link. I'm going to send the link. Oh, it looks like we have Lena with us right now, joining, but doesn't have her camera on yet. Hi, Lena. Maybe you'll switch your camera on and have a chat with us. And Alima has joined us also. Great. Okay, so on YouTube, I'm going to send the link in the comments right now. Boom, there is the link to join the live call right now. So you can actually come on live and speak with me live and ask your questions live. And that'll be lots of fun. And of course, if you show your camera, if you turn your camera on and you turn your audio on, then you can speak with me. But if you don't, then you'll just be an empty box that we can't see. All right, let's see. What's the difference between a lot of and plenty? Good question. What's the difference between a lot of and plenty? So the difference between a lot of and plenty is that a lot of tells us about a large number, and this large number is just what we believe is a lot, right? Is many, is much, is big, right? So this is just what we believe. It shows that we believe that this is a large amount. But when we talk about plenty, it's different, because plenty means that we have enough or more than enough. So it's enough or more than enough. If we say, I have a lot of friends, this means I have a big number, a big amount of friends, right? But if we say, I have plenty of friends, then this means I have enough friends, or I have more than enough friends. So this is the difference between a lot of something and plenty of something. And we say of when there's a noun after this. So how many friends do you have? I have a lot of friends. Or how many friends do you have? I have a lot. Without of, because we don't have a noun, right? The same with plenty. I have, how many friends do you have? I have plenty of friends. Or how many friends do you have? I have plenty. Cool. So that's the difference between those two words or phrases. Awesome. So we have a lot of people now joining us live here, and that's great. Let's talk to Hernawan. Hernawan, hi. You'll need to turn your microphone on so we can hear you. On Zoom, you just press the button and turn your microphone on. Oh, Hernawan, we can't hear you. You have to turn your microphone on. Okay, let's go to, oh, there he is. Great. Hi. Hi, Hernawan.
Hello. Yeah, hello.
Hi, where are you from?
I'm Hernawan. Yeah, I come from Indonesia.
Indonesia, great.
Indonesia. Yeah.
Yeah. So where do you live? Indonesia, where? Bali, Borneo?
I live in Lampung, near with Jakarta.
Near Jakarta, okay.
Yeah.
Great. So do you have a question for me today?
Sorry, my English is bad. I'm use English only. Sorry, here bad signal. Sorry.
Yeah, bad signal. But I understand your English. It's not, I don't think your English is bad. I think your internet is bad. But okay, thank you. Thank you, Herawan. Let's also go talk to Ramya. Hi, Ramya.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm fine. What about you?
Great. Where are you from?
I'm from India,
What part of India?
South India.
South India, like Chennai or?
Yeah, I'm from Chennai.
Oh, okay. Great. And so do you have a question for me today?
Yeah, I'm so happy to see you on live today.
I'm happy to see you too. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, thank you.
Do
Chris,
you have a question about English?
yeah, I have. Today morning, I have been attended your seminar, 2 hour seminar.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to join in your everyday English class.
Okay. Well, I'm sending
But
the
I
link.
have, yeah, I have one doubt.
Okay.
For this fees, we have to pay any additional tax?
No.
No. Okay.
We pay, our company will pay tax.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. Nice to talk to you.
Nice to talk to you too. I see Nirvana has a question here. Hi.
Hello.
Hi again. What's your question today?
What's the difference between close and near?
Close and near. Okay,
Yes.
great question. Okay, so the difference between close and near. Honestly, they're very similar. They're almost the same, and just some people in different places like to use one or the other. For example, in American English, people usually say close, and we say close to something. Close to something. For example, we can say my house is close to the bank. And but in American English, if we say near, we can also say my house is near the bank without to. It's close to the bank or it's near the bank. However, in British English, often we hear people say, my house is near to the bank. So, so they're very similar. They have a very almost the same meaning. One of them is not further than the other or something. They're the same. Good question.
Other question.
Okay, you have another question?
Difference and yes.
Okay.
What's the difference between dinner and supper?
Sorry, the difference between separate and
Dinner and supper.
Dinner and supper.
Yes.
Dinner and supper. Okay, this is another question where it's different for different people. So, for example, my grandparents, they use this word supper. And when they say supper, they are talking about dinner. But I know some other people who are older, like my grandparents, and they say supper about lunch. and yeah, it's strange. Honestly, I don't say supper. I don't say this word ever. I always say breakfast, lunch, dinner, and supper is just like another word for dinner. For me, supper is like dinner. They're the same. But I have heard some people in different places say supper about lunch or never about breakfast. Never about breakfast. But I think it's usually about dinner. They're the same for me. But I know that it's different with different English speakers. But I think if you just don't say supper and you just say breakfast, lunch, dinner, then it's easier. Okay, great. Let's see who else is here with us. We have Viet Luong. Hi.
Hi,
How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you. And you? How are you today?
Great. So are you from Vietnam?
Yes, I'm from Vietnam. How do you know that?
Just your name, you know.
Oh, yes.
Great. So do you have a question that you would like to ask today?
Yes, I want to know the difference between need verb in and need to verb.
Sorry, can you say that again?
Yes, I want to know the difference between need verb in and need to verb.
Need to.
Yeah, let me chat here.
Yeah, in the chat you can write it. So the difference between need plus ing, okay, and need plus to, okay. Okay, I can tell you the difference. It's simple. So usually we say need plus to. This
Yes.
is correct 95% of the time. The only time when we would say need plus ing is when we are talking about an action like a thing, like swimming. Like people need swimming. So here, swimming is like a thing. It's like a noun, but it's not a verb. If we want to use another verb after need, then we say to. So like, I need to swim. I need to go to work. I need to wake up early. Yeah. So usually it's need plus to. Great. Thanks for your question. Okay, I see. Unfortunately, I do not read Arabic, but I see someone who wants to ask a question. Hi, what's your name? Hello. Okay. Well, I guess we will need to come back to you because no sound there. Okay, you're back with sound. Yeah, just you'll have to click on Zoom and turn on your microphone. Your microphone is still off.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Hello,
Hi.
Chris.
Hi, what's
How
your
are
name?
you?
Great.
Okay. My name is Walid.
Walid. Okay. And where are you from, Walid?
I'm from Sudan, but I live in Saudi Arabia.
Okay. Great. And so do you have a question
Nice.
for me?
Yes, I have a question.
Okay.
I would ask about what is the difference between. I ask about what's the difference between particularly, specifically, especially.
Great. Thanks. Good question. Okay. So the difference between particularly, specifically, and especially. Particularly, specifically, and especially. Great. So first of all, especially, this is like special for this reason, special for this person. Like Like my daughter likes toy bears, big bears that she can hold. And I can say, I bought this bear especially for her. And this shows like the reason was only for her. It's like only for, special for. This is especially. Especially can also be about something like, for example, it's the best example of something. We can say, it's hot in Florida, especially in summer. So this is like the best example, or like a good example of something. You could say, you know, Americans are fat, especially Kris, for example. So this is especially. Specifically, it's also like, it's like more details about our example. So we could say, so especially is like the best example, it's like the best example. And then specifically, it's like details about an example. For example, we could say there are lots of websites where you can study English, and on Kris's website specifically, there is an English program. Specifically, like one exact thing, one exact detail of this example. And then when we say particularly, it's also showing like an exact example, separate from others, right? So yeah, all of these words are very similar, but especially is probably different. Specifically and particularly, they're very similar, but especially, this is more like the best example of something. Great, thank you. All right, let's go. Ramya has another question. Hi, Ramya.
Hi, sir.
Hi, what's your question?
Yeah, my question is, while I'm speaking, sometimes I may forget about the word. While going to speak the full sentence means in between I may stuck somewhere else. I forget about the word. How can I rectify this issue?
Great. So this is a question about memory, remembering things, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of strategies about memory, and one of the best ones is using this. I've just written it in the chat. It's called mnemonics. So this is an M. So mnemonics, if you search on Google for mnemonics, then you will find memory strategies, and some easy strategies like association. For example, when we hear a word or we see something, then maybe we try to connect this to something in our life, right? Like I associate bears. I'm talking about bears today because of my Papa Bear shirt. I associate bears with the forest. And so if I think about the forest, it's easier for me to remember the word bear, because I connect these ideas, right? So you can find lots of memory strategies, but in my opinion, when we're talking about remembering languages, the best way is to find something in your real life where this is important. So like maybe you find some like for example, when you're driving, maybe this is the time when you study English, and then you can associate some things with this activity. Or maybe you can think of a real situation with your friend, and maybe your friend doesn't speak English, but you can think about this situation with English words, and it will help you remember, because now you you planned what to say to your friend in English. You lived this situation in English, right? So this is the one that I think is very effective, but you can find a lot of memory strategies if you look for mnemonics.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, great. Okay, I see. Let's see, Sarah and Gurpreet want to ask a question, but you need to turn your camera and microphone on if you're going to ask a question, or at least your camera. Okay, I see we have Tim with us. Hi, Tim. Where are you from?
Hi, thank you for letting me to speak with you. So I'm from Myanmar. So have you ever been to Myanmar?
Myanmar.
Burma. Yes. Do you know
Myanmar?
Myanmar?
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
In the past, it was called Burma in English.
Yes, of course. So I'm from Myanmar. So, I am an English teacher for young learner kids.
Oh, wow.
Children.
So where do you live? Do you live in Yangon?
No, Yangon is the capital city. So I live in Mawlamyine. Mawlamyine is the southern part of Myanmar. So
near Thailand.
Yes. Near Mae So like Mae is the bordering city of the Thailand and Myanmar. Yes. So
great. So do you have a question for me today?
Yeah, so firstly, first off, now, I would like to improve my pronunciation. So I would like to know about your class, online class for pronunciation class. So I would like to join. So could you please say me detail about your class?
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Great. So great, Tim. So thank you. We have some different options for people who want to improve pronunciation and accent. I have a program that I made called English Hacks. And let me just send the link also. So this program, English Hacks, this is one, it's but it's not interactive. It's just an online course. We also have our program called Everyday English, which is the best program for this and for, in general, for studying English. This is the best choice. So Everyday English, in Everyday English, you can speak with teachers face-to-face, like now. We have Zoom classrooms and we have different activities with students. And we have about 50 lessons every day. So you can join all of the lessons that you want in the month, and you can speak as much as you want, and you can meet people from other countries. It's really a cool program. And I think that this helps. I think just having more speaking practice helps pronunciation, and having speaking practice with people, with professional teachers who are native speakers, and speaking practice with other people from around the world. I think that this is one of the best ways to help with pronunciation and accent. Okay, let's go over to Akash. Hi, Akash.
Hi, Kris. I'm from India. Can you hear me?
I hear you. Yeah, you're from India. Great.
Okay, I'm from India, Mumbai. I have a little bit doubt, can, will, would, or could. The 4 types of words I use. Actually, the 4 words are really confusing me. So, suppose if a line like, "Would you please open the door?" So, can you please open the door, or you can open the door? Which kind of sentence is perfect?
So the question is about would, can, could, and
Could.
will.
Yes. The 4 words are really confusing me.
Okay.
That's why. That is the reason. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm just going to write them here so everyone can see them. So we're talking about would, could, can, and will. And specifically, we're talking about requesting help from someone or asking a question to someone. So, so for example, if we said, would you open the door?
Yes.
Right. So
Would means
let's
it's a
start with-
imaginary terms, right?
let's start with would and could. Would and could are going to be more polite. They're more polite. And so people usually use these when they're trying to be very polite in a formal situation, maybe. Can is about our ability. I can do this or I cannot do. For example, I can't fly. Right? So this is about my ability. I could fly if I had wings. Right? I could. I would, in this case, in this situation, I have this ability. And then if I want to, I can. Right? But honestly, I don't like flying. So if I had wings, I would not fly. So this is not about ability. This is about in this situation, right? And if I say, I will fly, this is just a 100% situation about the future. So let's go back to the question, right? If we say, will you open the door? This is like, in the future, will this happen? Like, will it rain tomorrow? I don't know. Will you open the door? Maybe I will. So probably this is not the question we want to ask. Can you open the door? This is, are you able? Do you have the ability? Yes, I can open the door. In American English, we ask this a lot, but sometimes people make a joke. Like someone says, Kris, can you open the door? I can, but I won't. Right? Like I have the ability, but that does not mean that I will do it. Right? So you can joke like this because the real meaning is about ability. And sometimes American English speakers ask this like asking for help, right? But it's not the best way. Could and would are, could is the best. Could is the best option. Could is polite. And it's like, is it possible that this situation will happen and you can do this? Right? So could you open the door? Again, someone can make a joke. They could say, I could, but I won't, because it is about can and could. But usually people ask this, and usually people understand that it's polite. And would you open the door? This is also correct, but I think more people would say could. So could and would are the best. Sometimes people say can. Will is wrong because it's just something in the future that happens. So yeah, I hope that answers generally. Great, let's go to Gurpreet. Hi, Gurpreet.
Hi, sir. How are you?
Great, how are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Where are you from?
I'm from India.
What part of India?
Punjab, you know?
Punjab. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's the language Punjabi.
Yeah. So I have a question that I have to give the TOEFL exam. So how could I prepare it exactly in a very scheduled way to get a higher score?
Uh-huh. So the main thing to focus on when we're talking about IELTS or TOEFL is we should focus on the structure of the exam. So most people who study for the TOEFL or for the IELTS exam, they only study English for the exam. It's an English exam. I study English to get a good score on the exam, right? But really the most important thing to study for this exam is how they want you to answer.
Yeah.
Right? So so study the structure of the exam. There are some questions that they ask, and then like in the test books or the preparation material that you can find online for free, they give you examples of types of questions, and then they give you examples of good answers.
Okay.
Right?
So can you tell any site or any book?
I mean, I can go to Google right now and I can type TOEFL preparation. I don't have a specific one that is better than others. Do you just want to find a practice exam? You can, I mean, you know, it's not completely correct, but you can go online and you can find books to download that will prepare you for this.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't have a specific one that I would recommend because, you know, my focus is more on speaking and not on exams. So, but yeah, I think the best thing to do is to study the structure of the exam, because if you're already studying English, your English is going to keep growing as you study. But people with high levels of English sometimes do very poorly on this exam too, because they don't know how they should answer.
Exactly. Happened.
All right, great, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to Rongquid. Rongquid, hi. Oh, I can't hear you. I think your microphone isn't working. Can't hear you. We'll come back to you when this problem's been fixed. Okay, let's go to, I see Sarah is still asking a question, but she doesn't have her camera or microphone on. Let's go to Kevin. Hi, Kevin.
Hello, Kris. Glad to
How are
see
you?
Recently, I saw your website, your video. I'm so happy today. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Oh, great, thanks. Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Jakarta, Indonesia.
Okay.
Yep. I'm a student in University of Indonesia, one of the biggest university in Indonesia. And I will have one question for you about maybe about passive and active voice. Why we can make the passive and active.
Okay, great.
Yep.
So when do we use active voice and when do we use passive voice? So first of all, usually in English, a sentence goes like this. The boy saw the girl. Subject, verb, object. If we want to change boy and girl, we can say he saw her, right? He is a subject pronoun. Her is an object pronoun. If we change it, she saw him, because she and he, these are subject pronouns. Him and her, these are object pronouns. Subject does the action and the object gets the action. This is the difference between active and passive voice. Active voice focuses on the subject and passive voice focuses on the object. So if we say, he saw her, this is active voice. And if we want to use passive voice, we can say, she was seen. She was seen. So instead of focusing on the person seeing, Now we're focusing on the person who is receiving this action, getting this action. She was seen. And we can also add more information here. We could say by him, right? We could say by him. She was seen by him, if we want to include this subject, but we don't have to include that. I think last time somebody asked this question, I gave a different example. Last time I gave the example of the Mona Lisa and Leonardo da Vinci. So with active voice, we can say, Leonardo da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa. This sentence focuses on Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa. So our focus is on the painter, on Leonardo da Vinci. But if we use passive voice, then we say the Mona Lisa was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. Here we focus on the Mona Lisa. So usually when we speak about the Mona Lisa, we say the Mona Lisa was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. But if we want to speak about how great Leonardo da Vinci was, then we might say Leonardo da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa, he painted this and this and this and this, right? So yeah, so in general, active voice focuses on subject, passive voice focuses on object, and sometimes passive voice doesn't have a subject, right? Sometimes we use passive voice because we don't know who the subject is. We could say, for example, 3 men robbed the bank. But if we don't know who robbed the bank, we say the bank was robbed. It happened to the bank, and we don't know who the subject is. We don't know who did it. Yeah. Or another example is when the subject is not important in this situation. Like when we say, we can say passive voice, I was born in 1986. This is passive voice. I was born. This happened to me. I did not do this. So I was born in 1986. We could say, my mother bore me in 1986, but usually we don't talk about that because it's not important who did that part. Usually we're speaking about who it happened to, right? So this is another example. Excellent. Okay. Great, great, great. Okay, let's go check out how YouTube is doing. And we'll take a question from there. Actually, let me talk about a big mistake that I see all the time because it's funny. So sometimes people write me and they say, Kris, please send me a message, or I want to get a message from you. This is a good one. I want to get a message from you. Here's how you write the word message. Message, message. It's strange when people write me and they say, Kris, I want to get a massage from you. A massage. This is when a person touches you like, oh yeah, that feels so good. Yeah, thank you. So, you know, if you contact me, tell me that you want to get a message from me, not a massage from me. This is a big difference. Because you might get a message from me, but you probably won't get a massage. That's a different YouTube channel. Okay, let's see. Okay, great. Well, that's all for today. We went long this time. Thank you so much for joining and coming to join the live call. Everybody who came to Zoom, thank you so much for participating, and everybody who watched on YouTube, excellent. Thank you. Again, you know, if you'd like to join our speaking program, we have our program called English Every Day. and you can join an unlimited number of speaking lessons with me and other professional teachers and students from all over the world. And you can practice speaking all day, every day if you want. Right now it costs $50 per month. And that $50 gives you, all the lessons that there's about 1,500 lessons every month right now. So you can join all of them if you want. But yeah, so it's cheap, it's easy, it's fun, and I hope to see you there. So here's that link again, and I'll see everybody next time. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.